So I want to talk at a bit of a high level about this challenge in the first place, and then I'm going to go through a couple runs and give commentary on them. But yeah, kind of the reason is that, like, I don't really know. I guess it's just like there's no real end game for solo players in Marathon, but I think it's due to the like decreased XP gain rate for playing solo that not many solo players will even reach the end game. So it's not really an issue for enough players to develop content for it specifically. So I don't really blame them. But I think I was just obsessed with the game, and I realized I'm too bad at trio PvP to compete in Cryo Archive really, or in kind of like regular 3v3 gameplay. So I needed something else to work towards as a solo player. So once I exfilled once and I realized it's possible, this challenge sort of started taunting me. And getting into silver is pretty easy because in bronze you only need to hit a 3,000 value limit. So if you bring a purple backpack, you can just fill it with junk, and as long as you, I mean, exfilling is always hard, but as long as you exfil, you're good. So that wasn't too hard. It just kind of takes a while because the amount of XP they make you have is really aimed at threes, because threes will get 3 times as much XP even if it's harder, right? Yeah, and so normally in solos, I play very, very aggressively. I play Destroyer and Vandal, and I run free kits, and I sprint around and I fight people until I snowball, and then blah, blah, blah. That approach does not really work for me in ranked as a solo player, because obviously even a very good PvP player matched against those of similar ranks in trios is not going to win enough of the 3v1 fights that they need to in order to rank up, or at least it wouldn't be it would take them a while, just considering how little XP you get and the fact that if you die you actually like lose XP, right? So for me, solo ranked gameplay is really like the art of the rat. I'm not talking about the Arc Raider style backstabber rat or the Reddit style angle holder rat. I'm talking the Tarkov style money hungry silent lurkers who move in the shadows and have honed the skill of rat gameplay to an art form. General Sam's description of the rat is what I mean when I say rat. And it's not something to be, it's a different style of play than the Chad, to each their own. I play very aggressive in solos, like I said, but in this, I wanted that gold, that Destroyer skin for hitting gold, so here's where we are. In the background, it's just this run that I had there. Kind of everything went perfectly. I got a really good spawn. There was enough loot to basically hit the target right away. And then all you need to really do is wait for the exfil to pop and make your play for it. I'm in airfield right now, so I'm pretty safe from everybody. No one's really over here. There's no reason for them to be, as you'll see in my other commentaries where both times I go here. Yeah, I'm just basically kind of biding my time, getting in the best position I can to be ready to book it to an exfil and just take my chances there. I see the Tox Warden still up, so I know I'm pretty good to go. But yeah, so basically I thought achieving this goal would be very boring considering my normal playstyle, but it's really pushed my game and map knowledge to its absolute limits, which has been very engaging for me. I don't think the majority of players realize just how good these maps are and how nuanced the gameplay that they facilitate is. And so like tracking the teams and everything is actually very, I guess, interesting, right? Yeah, there you can see they activated the pinwheel, so I'm getting all the luck here, right? Because like, yeah, they might run from the pinwheel and try and get me, but they might also just be like, oh, whatever, we're already inside. It's probably some rat. So in here, I'm literally just waiting for this exfil. It's the thing about luck, is that like the first thing to keep in mind is that like sometimes you're just gonna get unlucky. But that by kind of like refining a repeatable strategy through trial and error, you will have enough success to make the runs where you lose to bad luck be kind of statistical outliers. Sometimes you're gonna get bad spawns, bad loot, no safes, no weapon lockers, slow teams, an exfil spawning near your hiding spot, so other teams might come to you. A thief will randomly send her drone out around the map because she's bored during a heat cascade, whatever. You have to get over it, except that even if you are the best rat ever, that you're sometimes just going to lose, and by the time you're ready for this challenge, the gear won't really matter, but losing time is definitely frustrating. I'm coping with sitting in corners and sometimes wasting a bunch of time dying at the exfil by making this video, but as I near the end of the challenge, I genuinely don't think it was worth my time, and I kind of regret it. Since this isn't the type of content I make or want to make, but sometimes you just have to kind of commit to the bit, though. Sometimes you're also just going to get extremely lucky, like this run. the entire lobby will immediately fight each other, and then the winners will, you know, take the first extract or go up to pinwheel. And, you know, I've had games where I have the whole map to myself for like 20 minutes. So I've done like the locked room in pinwheel in a solo ranked match. You know, very profitable. And then here again, I get lucky with this extract. Even if they want to come contest this from pinwheel, they basically can't. They can't get there in time. They would have to be like right at the entrance of flight control or something. So get super lucky here, which is very nice. All right, you know, I had originally written this like very kind of sterile scripted video for this, so I'm kind of just picking off those notes. I'm gonna kind of talk over this one a little bit because it kind of just had this another super lucky run, so there's not really much to commentate about it. You know, I just waited for. I had initially wanted to run into processing, but I heard a team right there, so I had to go hide for a little bit. And I think I get unlucky here. Is this the same recording? All right, one moment. Oh no, here. Yeah, this one. Good unlucky with some keycard spawns and stuff, but yeah, this one was lucky. Sorry, there was another recording that went exactly like that where I did see somebody here and had to dip out and stuff. Oh no, yeah, this is this one. Yeah, so I had heard a team here initially, went, hid, just waited for the exfil to see and get more information. And then you can see here, team's coming in here. I'm popping my stuff because I think they're about to spot me, and I'm gonna have to run through a heat cascade, which sucks. But the cardio kit can kind of help with the heat buildup on that, and the energy amp. So you can see that guy. terrifying to see that guy run by. But you know, in ranked, they're looking for teams, right? They're not looking for solos, so they're not kind of checking every corner the way that you would in a solo match, which is a huge advantage. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to get to processing. I'm not going to get through processing to kind of the Tox Warden dorm area, which is usually the most dangerous place on the map in trio ranked on outpost here. So I'm dipping. I'm just going to try and hit the airfield and pray I get lucky on some safes, which I'm pretty sure I do in this recording. Anyways, yeah, sorry, I was going to have this like scripted video for this, but you know, this isn't the type of content I want to make. This isn't really, and my channel in general, I'm not really trying to be a YouTuber and a content creator, so I had these kind of recordings from doing stuff for my gathering. I'll say as an excuse, playing too much of Marathon as an excuse that I needed the footage for my audio video, but really I was just obsessed with the game and wanted to play it. But anyways, I had these good runs here, and I think I'm like one of a handful of people doing solo ranked, so I kind of wanted to make this video just in case anybody else is curious, and also for like posterity, who knows. Anyways, had the script, don't really want to read it, so I'm gonna kind of just pick stuff off as we walk through here. And I just talked about luck, which is again a huge thing. Sometimes you're just gonna get unlucky. It sucks. It is what it is. Something I also want to talk about is traversal, like knowing what little ledges and stuff that you can run on, and like where boxes are, and how to get up on rooftops and get high ground on things has been like super valuable for me. I don't know if I'm gonna bother like editing in a bunch of clips of that, but yeah, definitely know that like you need to have your map knowledge. And like you can see here, I know exactly where I'm going. You know, I've run this route a bunch of times. I know where all the spawns are, all the items, all the safes, all the weapon lockers, all the key cards. I even know like what doors start open, although annoyingly the UASC can open the doors, which is always terrifying. But yeah. In this one, I get lucky again, even though I had a little bit of bad luck at the start with the spawn and running into the same team twice, or a team twice in the same spot. But I'm in airfield, pinwheel is just open. I know I'm pretty safe over here to kind of do whatever, and I'm just kind of desperately looking for my loot, get some key cards. I can't remember how many yellow ones I have, but anyways. You'll notice in the, I think it's 4 runs that I put in this video, that like none of them I'm really opting to just like hide for the whole time and try and exfil at the last minute, because it doesn't really work. Because what you want to do is you want to take advantage of the fact that teams are distracted, right? If they're fighting each other, or they're fighting the Tox Warden, or they are in the pinwheel, like deep in it, they're much less likely to A, even know you exist, but B, actually come respond to whatever you're doing if you make a lot of noise, like activating an exfil or whatever. Here, I see I get lucky on the exfil again, which is crazy. But I still need to get my value up, right? So I'm going to hit the armory and flight control. But yeah, you can't really just hide and exfil at the last minute, because especially on this map where like teams will often just go into the pinwheel if they've killed everybody, because why not? The map's free for them, or at least they think so. They don't know you exist. They'll go on the pinwheel, and then the way the keycards work too, right, is like if there's no guarded exfil left and they only have 3 here, take a claymore to the face, which sucks. If they only have 3 red keycards because you've taken one or another team has taken one or whatever, they can open the locked room, but they can't actually open one of the restricted exfils. So you'll end up at the final exfil with them, which is usually not going to end well for you. Here you can see I hit my target. I know my thing's over there, my exfil, and I know they're in pinwheel, and there's a heat cascade, so it's a pretty good time for me to skedaddle out of here. Again, just a lot of luck. Didn't even bother fighting the bots, I just smoked the whole thing out, which is why smoke grenades are also like very, very helpful in this. I'll show a few escapes that I've done too afterwards. Yeah, so again, sometimes you have to hide because you just don't have a choice. Like at the start of this clip, I just got unlucky with my spawns and where the teams were. But I really don't recommend just hiding until the last 5 minutes, because it also just sucks to die. Like if you're gonna take a risk and die, it's way better to do it in the first few minutes. I'm telling you, there's nothing more cringe feeling than like hiding for 20 minutes, emerging from your hole, and then just getting exterminated by a trio. Like you feel like such a loser. It is so miserable. It happened to me a bunch of times, as I thought that might have been the ideal thing. Yeah, admiring my new Mizraya that I'm gonna lose in cryo in like 2 days. Yeah, definitely do not recommend doing that. It's also harder to track the teams when you're hiding, right? Like if you're running around the map, you can tell where the teams are, right? So you don't have to actually, you can make actual decisions. Whereas if you're hiding, you're kind of just guessing and you're going off like, did any exfils pop, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, you just kind of got to think about it like a chess match. Like think about what they are doing, what moves you're going to make in response to those. And if you're hiding and not actually running around the map doing stuff, it's going to be much harder to actually play that game because you don't have any information to go off of, right? So here again, I was right. They're deep in pinwheel. They're not going to bother. Clean, in and out. So yeah, I want to show you a few escapes first. I have a few clips of that, and then I'm gonna go over like actual kind of like full commentaries of maybe runs that were a bit more interesting. So this one, I actually just got crazy lucky. I think they were just looking for a team. I had no idea these people were gonna show up here, and I just had popped a bunch of stuff, and I was ready to run and do my thing, and I just slipped right through them. Like surely when they turned this corner, they were looking for a team. And so right now, like, they actually have no idea what's going on, right? That guy just activated his shield. He thinks he's about to get into a big fight. They don't think they're fighting one person, you know? And these people are smart. They're not gonna... These are pretty good players, right? Like, these are the sweatiest players in the game who are, like... Everyone has the cryo skin. Everyone is, like, a bazillion levels high. They're not gonna chase me this far, because they don't know if I'm one person. They don't know if I'm 3 people. They don't want to get out of position and be, you know, gunned down by a whole team of people. So you skedaddle. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure they just took that exfil, and then I ran away and did something else. Sorry, I know this video's all over the place, but I saw this, found this clip that I had. This is what it looks like when a team tries to run from pinwheel to get you. They can't make it in time to the airfield extract. Look at this destroyer cryo skin sweat lord. Running through the heat cascade to try and get, it's like, they're psychos. They're actually just psychos. They will try and do it very often. Then I go run back to pinwheel. Crazy. Sorry. Yeah, before we see this next escape too, I just wanted to mention too, part of what makes ranked so valuable or so profitable is that people will discard their gear to meet the gear score value. So if you do actually find where the PvP happened, you can loot a ton of stuff. It's very, very profitable. I've made like 1 million credits doing this. Anyways, I heard a turret aggro there. I have no idea how this person found me. I don't even think they saw me. I guess they had to have. Or maybe they just have a gaming chair. I'm not really sure. Anyways, he spots me, and I go full fucking magician mode here. bubble shield smoke claymore. Use a smoke grenade again. Broke his purple shield. He does not want to chase me much further, especially with all the turrets. And again, he's not absolutely certain. Avoid that little sucker up there. He's not absolutely certain, right, that I'm alone. So he doesn't want to chase me far. And here again, somebody just spotted me. They dropped down. And they don't really know what's going on, right? Like, I have a copperhead, which is a very, advanced weapon. I have a blue shield. I'm throwing chem grenades at them and whatever. Or they threw it at me, I can't remember. But anyways, they don't have all the information here, right? You're not going to run into solo players and ranked that much. So they start chasing me here and they start collapsing on me. But they might think that I'm like separated from my group and that the other group will collapse on them. And then I just basically cause enough chaos as I'm running away to make them doubt and not want to chase me into a heat cascade without all that information, right? So even if you get kind of spotted, it's not the end of the world in solo ranked every time, no matter what. So I bust her there. Remove the vision from myself. And then this guy's here. It was Mizrai. I don't know what he's doing. Just chuck down smoke grenades. They have no idea what's going on, right? They're throwing EMP grenades at me and everything. They're missing. They're like, oh my god, are more people here? What's going on? I don't know why I jumped down here. I think I was trying to wait out the cascade because of my low HP, but then I realized I gotta take that chance and just go for it. I might die, but I'm probably gonna die anyways if I wait there. Yeah, see, they're chucking grenades in the smoke. They think I'm there. And yeah, you skedaddle. And I made it out of this one. This is the last escape I'll show you. But yeah, again, team spotted me here. They don't know I'm alone. I messed up this jump. I didn't make it over there. Super unfortunate. I thought there was a hole here, but I forgot there isn't. So I'm kind of fucked. And I'm like, okay, I gotta fight. Smoke grenade. This guy's starting to get confused. He's a bit scared. I throw a heat grenade on him, so he has no stamina or anything. Throw down claymores. I'm kind of panicking. I missed this. Oh no, I got it there. Yeah, but anyways, absolutely terrifying. But again, that guy had no idea, or he couldn't fully know that I wasn't alone, right? So he doesn't want to overextend too much from his team chasing me. Even if he knows that I'm just solo. Nobody really wants to chase an assassin. All right, so one other kind of situation that you can run into is that two teams have fought, but only two people from one team went down. And then the winning team will basically just camp their bodies, right? These guys opened Pinwheel, so I thought maybe they had just won the fight and they went into Pinwheel. But I think what they actually did was we're just using that to bait the third guy back to come back for the reboot. But little old me, I was kind of far away. Didn't really know what had happened here exactly. So I'm walking into a trap right now. I hear a footstep. But I'm like, okay, if I can just grab anything from this bag, I might be able to meet my target and get out. So I hear footsteps really close. So I'm like, okay, I gotta dip. They spot me. This is the most insane tech jump ever, I swear. You have to learn that. I throw this here. And I'm out. And again, I can hear them activating search and destroy to go out in the smoke. They think I'm the third guy who, I'll cut to that part, but I actually find that third guy hiding somewhere waiting to get the reboot. Yeah, so running around, I gotten really unlucky with this. So I don't think I had any key cards or anything. And teams were at my spawn, so. I'm looking for any key cards. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Time is running out. You can see the clock coming down. I'm like, oh, I'll get that red key card and I'll just grab a exfil or something. And then what do I spot? Bro, oh my god. I had no idea this guy was there, and he whiffed it so majestically. And so the other team would have heard that. So I'm not really sure, like, are they coming, or like what's going on? Are they gonna ditch that exfil and then, you know, come get me and then just take the last one? I'm not really sure, but, you know, I don't really have a choice. I just have to loot this guy. Looks like he had gotten a bunch of his friend's stuff. Wasn't able to reboot them for whatever reason. Not really sure what happened. But it's mine now, and I get the holo tag and stuff, so very nice. And then, yeah, I just skedaddle. I think I just waited for the last exfil here. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, safe and just crazy bad luck into, you know, escaping some good movement, and then just that guy whiffing it like crazy. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you before I get into like the full commentaries is just like how to exfil. So we're going to go through a few clips of that. And this one, again, I'm activating a guarded one, so it's like very, very risky. I can't remember what information I had. I think they had just gone up to pinwheel or something. But either way, I'm expecting them to contest. And I don't even have a bubble shield or anything. So what I do here is I actually just chuck a bunch of smokes, and I get really lucky on a couple of them. Because they'll block line of sight, right? So, from afar, more so than this thing will. So you'll see they start chucking grenades at me in a sec. Yeah, ow. Always hide behind the exfil station thing. Gotta BM them a little bit, talk shit. And you can see this guy trying to aim, but my smoke grenade got in his way. So he, like, it's very hard for him to hit me, you know? Probably didn't have a thermal on it. Works out. Always smoke grenade, smoke grenade. And this one, yeah, this is kind of just like a classic one, and especially if you have a bubble shield, it makes it so much easier. Yeah, I'll just fast forward for a sec here. I have like no information on where they are, I don't think. But hit my thing. I want to take the risk. This is a pretty good exfil because it has a roof right there. So skedaddle, head up there. Take the wrong direction because apparently I don't know the map after hundreds of hours. And I'm activating a secure container. These bots are glitched up here. I think they were activating the secure container in drone wing, so I thought I was maybe a bit safe. But then I hear them firing there, so I'm like, oh, I am screwed here, or at least they're gonna come contest. So that's why I throw down the bubble immediately, which you'll see blocks a bunch of grenades, chem grenades, tons of stuff. I would have got BM, gotta talk shit. I would have gotten absolutely firing squatted there. This is the last one we're gonna go over, but basically another thing you can do, especially with certain exfils, is like wait for a team to activate it. You don't get the timer, and it's very difficult to time because they can just murder you in like a split second. But you can kind of go based off that, like the little wind up sound. Maybe if I counted like a smart person, but I see them there. They don't see me. They're looking at bots. And yeah, you just jump in there, just do a little bit of shit talking, and you're out. Alright, so in this one, I get a good spawn, which is very lucky. Like, this is probably one of the better spawns because there's potentially like 4 or 5 weapons lockers, a safe, tons of trunks, and a lot of key cards everywhere.
Have to utilize violence to leave this zone intact.
And again, there's no reason for teams to be over here, really. They don't really care about the green and yellow key cards. Or sometimes the green ones just to get in the pinwheel, but they can usually find those elsewhere. They don't need to come way out here for them. So I get lucky there, grab that key card, I get lucky here, grab a weapons locker. And then I hear a bunch of fighting. So I assume between flight control and orientation up above me. So I'm a little bit cautious here in case they are coming in here. This is such a good little tunnel system. The sound is a bit deceiving sometimes, especially when you're in these weird hiding spots. They definitely didn't. Just sneezed. That's the game recording. I'm sorry, I sneezed. Steam picks it up. But yeah, the audio is really weird in these hiding spots sometimes. They definitely didn't thoroughly test them all or care too much, since players aren't going to spend, ideally, not too much time in them. So yeah, Got a good spawn. Lucky already. I'm just taking it cautious. So much time left in the match. I hear shooting like pretty far away, so I know they're not coming towards me. Again, I'm pretty sure that's orientation. Fighting all the bots in there. Grab another green key card. Oh wait, did I only have one? Sorry, I forgot. But anyways, green key card. And a safe. Where these things, if you get lucky, there's like 4K value items in there. Sometimes you can get in and out on just one safe, which is pretty crazy. Especially in bronze, like that was so easy. Here I'm not so lucky, but again, it's good value for the slot size. Always grab that stuff if you can. Things that you can stack, like even unstable lead and things like that, it might only be 10, but you know, if you grab like 10 of them or 20 of them on a run, it's very good value for the slot size. So here, my thought process is like, okay, well, if they're at orientation and they didn't come this way, they're likely going to move on towards the Tox Ward and not like the cafeteria area. So I'm probably actually safe to rotate over there and kind of like shadow them. Because going the other way out here, like either directly to flight control or to processing is a bit sketch. Yeah, I can see a bot that they killed. I don't know what spawn they had that they did that. And so also with the heat cascade, it's a bit weird because like obviously it's dangerous, but when you have a big shield and meds, it's not really so dangerous. And it's a good time to move sometimes because teams will be deterred from either chasing you if they see you or from even just being outside in general. But you have to be careful because Thief will very often fly her drone around during heat cascades. So I've been spotted that way. And I can see they didn't take a red key card here, or a yellow key card here, which is great. Smash that. On this, and I'm just, at this point I take a little bit of a risk that they've moved on, but I was right. You know, they have no reason to go to airfield. They have the Tox Ward and they have processing. They have reasons to go that way, and just to find other teams. Because I think they might have spawned like right at the other side of that hangar from me and moved up here, right? I see Tox Warden's alive. So at this point, I'm assuming that because I'm not hearing anybody, because Tox Warden's alive, and because I know that they rotated over there, I know that I'm likely able to get into flight control and hit that armory that I have all the keys for now. It's 2 yellow and green. And so, looking at the timer, you know, it would be perfect. If I can hit that armory, I will be ready to hit the first exfil. See a tad, panic a little bit, but I don't run here because it actually makes you more visible the faster you go. So, you know, wait until I'm over here. Take a little bit of a risk here. But again, I still think I'm right that they're moving over to there. So hit the armory. I actually don't even know if this makes a lot of noise globally. I don't think it does. Or at least not, it doesn't say which specific one. I could be totally wrong on that, but nobody ever opens them in solos, so I don't really know. And a bubble shield, which is great. I know it seems weird to like leave all that loot behind, but it doesn't really matter as long as you hit your goal. So now, the exfil that popped is probably the worst exfil, one of the worst ones in the game because it has barely any cover other than under the ship. It's guarded, and they can get there from almost anywhere on the map. But you know, sometimes you take that risk. This is really the only hiding spot because if they come from processing, I can't really hide in that room over there. But I pop my invis early and go up here because I have the shadow bomb thing, the ultimate, and I have smoke grenades. So I can go invis in other ways, and I just really want to see, like, are they coming to contest this? And if you don't hear shooting coming towards you, there's a chance that they are very much so coming towards you. I hear that turret aggro, so I know that they're coming from processing. And then I use these to cover my, like, approach to it. Smoke bomb. I see they chucked the grenade, so I know that they're here. I use that bubble shield that I got. And then I'll play that back.
You have my thanks.
You can see the thief had actually droned out my holo tag. So I was about to exfil after all that without my holo tag, which would have meant not only do I lose, but I also lose progress, which super unfortunate. Actually, do you lose progress? I'm not sure. Either way, would have sucked. But thankfully, she'd missed the first time, so I knew the drone was there, so I was kind of ready to like pick stuff up. But very close call. And then here you can see the thief grabbed a Mizraya. Like I didn't have a Mizraya shotgun on me. And you can see this assassin here on the left. So I guess whoever on prox chat after this was like, thanks guys. I don't know if it was one person from another team or another solo rat or something, but I got super lucky because I think that they blocked the thief drone from me. But that means this guy probably didn't meet his target, which is very sad for him.
Thanks, guys.
You have my thanks.
Yeah, hard to tell exactly what happened there, but I think one of their teammates, yeah, was that guy, and then there was another thief from another crew maybe with that drone. Kind of hard to tell, but yeah, I think that's what happened. But again, if that guy lost his Mizraya, that's like 6K. You might not have actually met the target, which is kind of funny.